to pronounce your last name. I'll murder it, I'm sure.
Muschiati.
Okay.
Good afternoon. I'm the current president of the HOA for Anthem Community in Milton, Delaware, and I'm here today to ask why the board, as is charged with establishing policies for the health, safety, and welfare of county residents, that the council refuses to hold developers accountable for the buildings they erect, the grounds they plow, and the stormwater management control systems they build. I come to bring light not only to the problems that have plagued our development since its inception, but that are happening all over Sussex County as a result of developers being allowed to bulldoze their way through the county, and the county, be it the council, inspectors, or other government oversight agencies, refusing to hold them accountable to codes that are supposedly in place to protect us, your constituents. I've tried to work with council members and the developer, but get little to no feedback, or worse, am told that they don't have to answer my questions. For example, a perimeter buffer is supposed to have trees planted that are a specific height, have a 2-year guarantee, and be maintained by the developer during that time, including watering. We've been struggling with dying trees since they were put in 2021, when the developer never touched them after they were planted. I'm told that's because the 2-year guarantee starts when the plans were approved in 2017, even though the trees weren't planted till 2021. Now we have to rebuy, replant, and maintain trees that should have been well established. Swales or culverts that run across our property are supposed to have a specific slope. We struggle with standing water for days because the pipes don't match up or are sinking. And no, it's not our fault for overwatering, like you'd like us to believe. I've got pictures that date back to November when no one was using an irrigation system. Water pools under the driveways continuously, and then when inspectors come by and say, oh, the swales are dry, I guarantee they haven't gotten out of their cars and checked under the driveways. The same can be said of the open area, which continues to hold water and create swampy conditions because of truckloads of dirt that were removed and never forced to be replaced. Would you like to have that in your development? Communities that offer a pool increase recreational enjoyment and boost property values. Now, I know that public health regulates the pools, but I can tell you that if someone had inspected that pool, that it would not have passed. That's because they never registered or had it inspected with public health. And if someone from the county came out to approve that pool house, then there's a problem because there's no ventilation, which causes the fumes from the chemicals to cause us to cough and gag when we open the door. The bottom line is you're supposed to protect us. Overdevelopment is out of control, and allowing developers such as Milford Housing to skirt the codes, it makes it seem that Sussex County is more concerned with the money the developer brings in than the welfare of its citizens. But maybe it's only for those buying affordable housing. You know, when you say affordable housing, that means that you should be able to afford the house for over time. But when the developer walks away with all the money and leaves you with nothing, then you're stuck with raising HOA fees, and no longer is that development affordable to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Maria? You can pronounce your last name for us also.
Yes, it's Maximovich.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Council. I'm Maria Maximovich. I'm a retired engineer, and I moved into Anthem in 2022. And I was looking forward to a peaceful life. But by May of 23, my yard started to erode. I discovered on the plot plan drawings approved in 2020 that 5 pipe locations were missing geotextile tarp with rip-rap rocks and safety rat guards. June 23, Milford Housing installed the system. Despite being directly affected, I was excluded from the walk through inspection by Sussex County Conservation District on June 1st. Even though the open area grass was not established by August, SCD hastily approved the work. In January of 24, new issues surfaced. I emailed a spreadsheet citing 13 Anthem issues, including my easement pipe outlet, non-draining driveway culverts, swale erosion, swamping, animal sinkholes, I sent 50 correlated pictures in a PDF file that clearly showed the damage. On February 23rd, Cape Gazette wrote that Milford Housing agreed to fix these minor issues. One item was fixed, the second was partially. I'd like to know where's the follow-up on 11 items and the accountability. My outlet pipe is collapsing below grade and is a disaster waiting to happen. Water collects from 5 different locations, which is 1/4 of the neighborhood, into a swale behind my house that does not drain within 48 hours. Water pools outside of the riprap, creating a breeding ground for insects. What if a child or pet gets caught in the high volume of flow? Would you tolerate that in your backyard? East Anthem Open Area has a tall grass natural swale solution which impedes flow, attracts rodents and fox to dig holes around 2 inlet pipes. I literally begged for the geotextile tarp and rocks to prevent that, and they were not put in. East Anthem Open Area grass coverage is more than less than 80%, and my swale sides are eroding because no special reinforcement was put in. The view is just a disgrace, let alone devaluing our property. Why are the issues not fixed properly to protect us and the environment? I'm disappointed and frustrated. We as taxpayers expect action. Why is there no communication, no feedback? We deserve to know what will be done, who will do it, and when. I think it's time for a face-to-face meeting where we can have actions and solutions. Thank you, Council, for your time. I have a packet to hand in for review.
And the far end down there.
Thank you.
Ms. Torbert, thank you.
And I have to take
Sure.
the lights we're going to do.
And could you give us your address too, please?
Oh, yes. 28380 Liberty Lane, Milton, Delaware.
Thank you.
It's in the sign-up sheet.
John Marley.
Good afternoon, Council. I am just here to tell you about our pool that has never worked right since the day it opened. It opened up in 2020 because of problems with Milford Housing. It was delayed, and every year since it's been delayed, they have tried different fixes for repairing the pool, such things as the hot water line was actually going into the pool instead of the cold water. The facts of the liner keeps on failing because of improper installation of the pool. And I'm just looking for basically, for the Milford House to come and correct it. And right now, we're in 2024, the pool just shut down for the season. But next year, once again, it will not be open because of repairs that were needed. If there is some way that we can try to have Milford Housing honor what they were supposed to do, I would appreciate it. And also, too, I do not know about as far as in the development, in the plans, it says that we were supposed to have 4 to 6 inches of topsoil. We never did receive that. There was topsoil there at one point, but it was removed and sold to somebody else, which in my situation and a lot of other people in our development of Anthem, I had to spend $10,000 just to take and get water for a well and irrigation. Otherwise, nothing would basically grow on my lawn, and it'd be a barren area. I thank you for your time, for listening to me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Guy, would you come forward, please, and take this, and the 3 people, the last one that spoke from Anthem, get their actual address on here? And someone, I will tell you, someone in the county will contact you, all 3 of you, and we'll find out what the story is. Just so you're aware, the Sussex Conservation District is not part of the county. They're their own entity, so we just, we won't take credit for that if they've done something wrong.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
Operator, would you check?
We have a caller on the line. Caller, your line is unmuted. afternoon, Council. My name is Mark Matthews. I live in the Anthem development. One of the issues I've had since moving in is poor drainage in the back of my property, which is also considered easement or right-of-way property. Talking to landscapers and different people, they said it was due to poor grading and didn't follow the plans as were given to us. Because of this, I'm having problems with trees, grass, and other things, and the only thing I seem to be able to grow in that easement area is weeds. Once again, like others have spoke, I would like to see this problem addressed. Thank you.
Sir, what's your address?
28458 Hawthorne Trail, Milton, Delaware.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Operator, anybody else?